go to aplusstudents.com. You need to log into the website. You select math as your subject. Your grade level is, then you select your grade. That is grade 5. The topic for today is multiplication. The topic is multiplication. Okay. And the chapter number is, I'll just give you the chapter. Chapter number 11. The chapter number is, I'll just write down the chapter. Chapter number is 11. Okay. And the lesson number is 8. The name of the lesson is Estimate Products. That means product is multiplication. And we would be doing word problems for today. Word problems. Okay. So let's go to chapter 11 and lesson number 8. So we have math, grade 5. Sorry. Okay. Lesson number. Lesson number. Just a minute, please. Sorry. Sorry, 11.7. And we go to the topic, that is 11 multiplication and the lesson number 8. Okay. So I'll start off with copying the first question on the screen and we'll start with doing the question. Okay. So the question will have a word problem, which will also have an estimate next to it. Okay. So if this is our first question given to us, that is question number 1. Okay. And the question says if, okay, I'll just rephrase this so that we have more space. Okay. Okay, this. And you need to choose the better estimate. The question says a school bus weighs 7,287 pounds, right? What we need to do is, if you weigh 27 school buses together, right? How many pounds would they weigh? So we need to find the weight of the 27 buses. See, we underline one weight and 27 buses altogether, right? That means what we need to do is 27 buses multiplied by the weight per bus. That is 7,287, right? But in this case, what we need to do is we need to estimate. Estimate means an approximate value, right? That means 27 can be rounded up because when the numbers are between 5, 6, 7, 8, when we look at the units in 27, it is nearer to 30. So we can round it off to 30 is multiplied by, okay, now it is 7,287, right? So when we look at the 100 place over here, 100 is 2, right? 7,287. That means we round down to the nearest 1,000. That means this becomes 7,000, right? Okay. So when we have already rounded off the values, welcome to the class. Okay. Thank you, Akin. Thank you, Valerie. Okay. So when we round up these numbers, what happens? How can we multiply the numbers ending in zeros? We count the number of zeros. How many zeros we have? We have total of 4 zeros, right? So when we multiply 3 multiplied by 7, 3 multiplied by 7 would always be equals to 21. Agreed? And how many zeros we had before? We had 4 zeros, right? So we add 4 zeros and we put a separator after every 3 digits, right? So the better estimate is, out of these two options, what is the better estimate? The better estimate is 210,000, right? So let's mark this. This is the better estimate. Agreed? Okay, that's good. Again, let's follow. Let's focus, okay? So for the next question we have, there are 77 dots in each ceiling tile, okay? I'll just copy the next question, okay? Okay, for question number 2, what we can say is, if this is question number 2, I'll just rearrange so that we have more space and it's more readable. Let's read the question meanwhile, okay? So if the question is saying choose the better estimate, there's dots on the tiles, okay. How many tiles are there? There are 8,278 tiles, right? And we need to find the better estimate, the closest value. So the first thing we do is we need to underline, or what we need to do is we need to highlight what we exactly need to find, right? So there are 77 dots on each tile. One tile has 77. We need to find about how many dots are there on 8,278. So what we can do is, we know there are 77 tiles multiplied by 8,278. So 77, okay, I'll write down the rule over here. If the numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So what we do is, if the numbers are between, the number is ending with 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, what we do is we round down. It means it goes to the lower value. But if the number is ending by 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, what we do is we do the round up. We round up the number. Okay, let's highlight this for our future reference. Okay, so in this case, this number is ending with a 7, right? That means it would be rounded up. Whenever we are rounding up the number, 77 is near to 80. Multiply by, when we look at this next one, 8,278. So we look at the 2. 2 would round it down. That means 8,278 is nearer to 8,000. We count the number of zeros, 1 0, 3 zeros. That means we have 4 zeros again, right? So what is 8 multiplied by 8? 8 multiplied by 8 would be, 8 multiplied by 8 is 64. And how many zeros were there? There were 4 zeros, right? So which is the closest answer? Yes, thank you so much, Aiken. So we say that the closest estimate is 640,000. This is our estimated answer. See, whenever we are estimating, we don't have to give the accurate answer. We can always give the closest answer. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Question number 3. You will also have these questions on your screen, like if you're logged in. Once you're logged in, so once we move to the next question, you are also having the same questions on your screen. So for question number 3, it says, I'll just realign this so that we have more space. The school owns 31 buses. There are these many number of seats on each bus. The estimates are given as 1,200 and 800, and we need to choose the better estimate, okay? So for question number 3, it says a school owns 31 buses, right? So whatever the question is given, we always highlight our requirement. Given information, we need to collect the data, right? There are 31 buses and each of the bus has 43 seats on each of the bus, right? So that means what we need to find is how many seats are there in the total on the buses. So simply 31 seats 31 buses, right? Multiply by the number of seats, that was 43. So 31 is ending in a 1. And whenever we have a number that is ending in a 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it is rounded down, right? So we can say 31 can be written as 30 is multiplied by 43. But 43 is ending in a 3. It's still again rounds down. So we count the number of zeros, 1 0 and 2 zeros, right? So we have 2 zeros. We don't have to write this. We just need to remember there are 2 zeros, okay? What is 3 multiplied by 4? 3 multiplied by 4 would be 12. And there were 2 zeros. We simply put 2 zeros. Yes, thank you so much, Aiken. That means our estimated value would be around 1200 seats, right? Estimation will always give the closest number, okay? If we need to find the accurate, then we have to multiply 31 by 43. But the question is asking us choose the better estimate, right? Sometimes they can give us the estimate, sometimes they will not give us the estimate, and they will ask us to find the estimated value, okay? So moving on to the, okay. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Let's focus on the question. Okay. So the next question says, okay. Okay, just a minute. And choose the estimate, and the two numbers for the estimation are given as these. Okay. So question number 4 states that there are how many boxes? There are 60 boxes of erasers, right? And each box will have a certain number of erasers. Let's see. Each box contains 44 erasers. So if one box has 44, how many would be there in 60 boxes? So what we do is 60, okay, supply. There were 60 boxes and each box had 44. So the first number, that was 60 boxes, it's already rounded off. So we don't have to round this off, right? So it's 60 stays as 60. Multiply. Multiply is also known as product or times. 60 times the next number. The next number we had was 44. And 44 is ending with a 4, which is nearer to the lower number. So what we say is 44 is rounded down and it becomes 40. Agreed? So when we multiply, can we count the number of zeros? 1 0, 2 zeros. We have 2 zeros. Agreed? And 6 multiplied by 4 would be 6 multiplied by 4 is 24, and 2 zeros are there. That means 2,400 is the estimated, is the rounded off number that there are erasers in these number of boxes. Thank you so much, 2,400. And it's very good that you are writing an apostrophe, like you putting an apostrophe in the middle, right? For every 3 digits, we will put an apostrophe. Like a comma, sorry. We would put a comma, 2,400 would be, we would show the 3 digits together. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Okay, the next question says it's 64 apartments. Okay. Okay, let's see. let's go with the question. And the next question we have is, it says this, question number 5. There are how many apartments? There are 64 apartments in a building, right? So they are saying in one building there are 64. The rent for each apartment is $686 per month. How much rent does the owner receive each month closest to the value, right? We need to find the estimated number. The first number is 42,000 and the other one is 4,200. So what we can say is there were 64 apartments in a building, multiply by the rent, and the rent was 686, right? Okay, Semi, I'll try my level best, okay, to call you Semi, but if I call you Aiken, you should still know it's you, okay? Thank you. So 64, no, it's not difficult, right? See, there are 64 buildings and each apartment has a rent of 686, right? So whenever we are rounding off, we look at this 4, right? So this 4 would mean it's rounded down. That becomes 60. Okay, the next part is very tricky. This is 686, right? Whenever you are rounding off to the nearest 100, you look at the tens. So if we look at the tens over here, the tens would define where it would be rounded off, right? And since this is an 8 makes the number round up. So 686 would be nearer to 700, right? Agreed? And we count the number of zeros. We have total 3 zeros over here. Okay. And we can say 6. What is 6 multiplied by 7? 6 multiplied by 7 is 42. And we have 3 zeros. So that means dollars 42,000. That means the estimated value is $42,000. You can give your answer in a statement as well. Okay. You can always give a statement at the end stating that $42,000 is a better estimate of the rent, right? We can give our answer in the statement or we can mark the answer out of these two, okay? Do we agree on this? Any questions? Please ask if there are any questions. If there are any confusions, we'll discuss those confusions first before moving on to the next question. Okay. Valerie and Semi, let's look this. Any confusions over here with this question? Okay, that's good. Let's move on ahead for the next question. And the next question we have is, okay, the question statement, I'll just realign this. Okay, just a minute, please. Okay, choose the better estimate. And the estimates given to us are 2,200, okay? So this was question number, I think question number 6. Okay. Brody bought 39 packages of paper napkins. There are 39 packages. And we need to see how much. There were 53 napkins in each pack. Okay. So what we need to find is how many napkins are there altogether. And we need to estimate. Okay. So can we say there were 39, okay, packages or packets? in which each packet had 53 napkins, right? So we need to find an estimate to the nearest. Okay. Okay. So 39 multiply by 53. But if you're talking between each other, I would not understand whether you're writing it to me or you're talking. Okay. Let's focus. Okay. Let's focus on the question. Brody bought 39 packages of paper napkins. There were 53 napkins in each pack. See, if let's suppose a person, Brody, is buying 39 packets, right, of napkins, and each pack has 53 napkins in it. So we just need to find how many total napkins are there. 20 is not an answer, Semi, because we do not have 20 as the options. Okay, we have 2000 or 200. Let's see. Since it's 39 and it is ending in a 9, so we can round up. It becomes a 40 is multiplied by the number 53, but we need to round off 53 as well, right? Okay. Okay, thank you, Sammy. 53 becomes 50. How many zeros we have? We have 2 zeros, right? And 4 multiplied by 5 would be 4 multiplied by 5 equals to 200. That means that equals to 200. Oh, sorry, 20. And we had 2 zeros. Agreed? Okay. So isn't the answer 2000? Okay. That means 2000. Semi, the answer is 2000. So there are approximately 2000 napkins. Okay, we put a separator. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Okay. I'll just copy it. Just a second, please. Okay, we have the question with us. Let's discuss. The next question is question number 7. Let me just align this. Okay. 93 cookies. Okay. Choose the better estimate. And the two estimates are given to us as 90,000 and 900,000. Let's read the question from the beginning and let's see what we can do. Tessa's grocery store bought 9,782 packages of cookies, right? There were 9,782 packs of cookies. Each pack had how many cookies? 93 cookies in it, right? That means we multiply by 93 if we need to find the lesson is multiplication. We are doing estimating products and we are doing word problems. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, good question. I'll answer your question first. Okay. Your question is for question 6, they ask how many zeros? 2 zeros, right? Okay, I'll just do the working over here on the side. What we had to do was, this is for question number 6. Okay. You are saying when 40 is multiplied by 50, right? So I'll just use for 2 zeros, I'll use the red color. The answer would have 2 zeros, right? I agree with you on that. It has 2 zeros, for which we should only put 2 zeros and not introduce 3 zeros. But what we need to see over here is when the number 4 is multiplied by 5. 4 multiplied by 5 also equals to 20, right? Okay, you agree on that, Semi? Since 4 multiplied by 5, if let's suppose this would have been a different example, let's suppose 30 into 50. If this would have been 30 into 50, then we still put zeros, but 3 multiplied by 5 was 15. Now you show 2 zeros over there because the numbers were 30 multiplied by 50, but our question had the values 4 multiplied by 5, and 4 multiplied by 5 equals to 20. Therefore, the total question, the answer would have 3 zeros come on the complete, right? Do you agree? Thank you, Simon. Yeah, that is good. If you have any questions, please do ask those questions, okay? We do not consider this is explanation. Okay, this is just explanation. Okay, so for the next question, Tessa's grocery store bought 9,782 packages of cookies, right? Each packet had 93 cookies. Okay, the thing is, we are focusing on the screen, right? It's okay. I'll try to look at the response very quickly, okay? Let's continue with the next question. See, 9,700. We look at the 7, right? So for 7, it would round up or round down because 7 is in the later half, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 always rounds up. That means this becomes, what will happen to this? This will become to 10,000, right? 9,782 is nearer to 10,000 than 9,000. It's multiplied by 93. 93 is ending on a 3, right? So it becomes, rounds down and it becomes a 0. Okay. How many zeros do we have? 4 and 1. We have 5 zeros over here. So 1 multiplied by 9 would be 9, and we add the 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the final answer is 900,000. So we can say there are 900,000 cookies. Okay. Do we agree? Okay. Thank you so much, Semi. Okay. Moving on to the next question, we have, just a minute, please. Let me just copy that. Okay. I would want to do it with you people. I want you to solve this question along with me, okay? So let's see what we can, what answer would we be having in the end? Let's do it together. Question number 8. Okay. I'll do it slowly. I want you people to do it ahead of me, okay? So the next question we have is, it says there are 4,071 bags of beans. Each bag contains 92 beans. That means if one bag has 92 beans and we had 4,071 bags, right? So how many total beans will be there altogether? Valerie, let's do this question. You tell me the answer, then we'll verify. I'll just do it very slowly. You people try it yourself also, okay? I would be quiet over here. I'll just try to solve this. You also do this and give me the answer. Are we done? 4 multiplied by 9 is 36. Semi, what is the answer? I just wrote. See, even by finding the 36, we can look at the two options, right? One of the option is 33, the other option is 36, so it has to be 36. And how many zeros were there? There were 4 zeros. 3 and 4. That means 360,000 is the correct estimate. So we can say there are 360,000 beans. Agreed? Yes. Thank you so much, Sami. Okay. Moving on to the next question. We can say, I'll just copy it. A sporting goods company has jump ropes. Okay. So in the next question, what they are asking us is this statement. Let's put it down. Jump ropes. How many jump ropes? And let's put it over here. So the question number 9 states that a sporting goods company puts 7,546 jump ropes in each shipment, right? So if each shipment has 7,546 ropes, okay? And how many shipments were there in total? There were 87 shipments per year times 87. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to round them up or round down. So this is 7,500, right? So 7,500 is nearer to 7,000 or 8,000. Whenever we have a number that is with a 5, we have it 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It is always rounded up. So 7,500 something would be rounded up to 8,000 is multiplied by 87. We need to look at the 7 over here. And the 7 always rounds up. So 87 is nearer to 90 than 80, right? We count the number of zeros. We have 4 zeros, right? So let's multiply. 8 multiplied by 9 would always be equals to 72. And we had 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means 720,000 is the better estimate, right? Or we can write the statements that there are 720,000 probes that are exported, right? Okay. Okay, great. Moving on further, let's do one more question and then we will do a few questions from the test, right? Let's do a question. It says, let's do it quickly. A candy factory. Okay, a candy factory makes, let's do this quickly so that we have more time for our practice. These are the two estimates. Factory makes pieces of candy, 9,000. They're doing 9,269 pieces of candies each day. How many pieces of candies will factory make in 76 days, right? So that is 76. So when we need to round off 9,269, we need to look, since we are considering the thousands over here, we look at the hundreds. The hundreds position will define to which thousand it would be rounded off, right? 9,200. And we know that 2 always rounds down. Okay. So when we consider this 2, the 2 will round down and it will mean 9,200 is nearer to 9,000. Multiply by 76. 76 is ending with a 6. That means, is it nearer to 70 or is it nearer to 80? Whenever we have a number that is ending with 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we round up. That means it would be nearer to 80. Let's count the number of zeros. There are total 4 zeros. 9 multiplied by 8. 9 multiplied by 8. We know it is 72, right? And there were 4 zeros. We simply put 4 zeros, right? That means our nearest estimate is, our estimated answer is 720,000. Okay? Or we can write the statement, there are 720,000 pieces of candy manufactured by the company, by the factory. Okay? Thank you, Semi. Let's do some questions from the test. I'll give the heading. I hope you click on the test as well. Let's try a few from the test and let's see what we understood. Okay, I'm going to the test. We have how many questions in total? Let's see. I just clicked. Oh, we have 20 questions in total in the test. We'll try to do a few over here and the remaining, kindly complete those. So the first question, I'll just resize. Okay. I'll put on the options on the side. The question number 1 in the test says each correct answer on a game show is worth 91 points, right? Correct answer. Last night, a contestant answered 39 questions correctly. So how many points will he have, right? How many points did the contestant earn? So if our two given options are 4,100 and 3,600, do we have option A or option B? Can I have the answer? Nate, can I have the answer? Becca and Semi? Semi, can I have the answer? Option A or option B? Can we simplify? Let's see who answers first. "91 points per correct answer. 39 questions were answered. Option A or option B? Nate, what is the answer to this? Okay, great. Let's verify. Valerie, let's see. You're saying there were 91 points multiplied by 39 questions, right? 91 is rounded off to 90, is multiplied by 39 is ending in a 9, it becomes 40, right? What is 9 times 4? See, what we need to do is we need to round the number. This was ending in 1, so it becomes 90. This was ending in 9, so it rounds up. How many zeros are there? There are 2 zeros, right? Because we are multiplying the numbers ending with a 0. What is 9 multiplied by 4? 9 multiplied by 4 is 36. And we simply write the 2 zeros, right? So the correct answer is, option B. Do we agree on this? right? Okay, thank you, Jeff. That means option B is the correct answer, right? Whenever you have an MCQ, you have to go for the correct option, okay? Moving on to the next question. The next question says, can I have you people focusing? Please do. We're doing the next question, question number 2. And the question number 2 states that, I'll just do this and this, okay? So the question number 2 says, from the test, this is question number 2. Brody bought 39 packages of paper napkins, okay? Out of these, there were 53 napkins in each package. We have two options for the answer, 200 or 2000. So which option should be correct? Option A or option B? Can I have the answer? There are 39 packs of paper napkins, right? If each pack has 53 in it, so what we are going to do is we're going to write 39 multiplied by 53. Can we round it off? Semi, I just explained you this question, very similar question, right? Let's do this again. You had a question which had 2 zeros, right? So this is 39. 39 becomes a 40. Is multiplied. This is 53. 53 will become 50. So which option should be correct? Option A or option B? See, we can note down that there are 2 zeros over here, right? That means the answer would have minimum 2 zeros on it. Yes, thank you so much, Semi. I'm happy you understand. See, because 4 multiplied by 5 is 20, and there were 2 zeros, so we put 2 zeros. And that means, yes, it is correct, right? Jeff, see, how do we multiply? We multiply 4 multiplied by 5, that would be equals to 20, right? 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. And since there were 2 zeros over here, right? We simply put down the 2 zeros. That means it becomes 2000. That means option B is the correct option. Okay? Is it clear, Jeff? It's okay, it's okay. No problem, no problem. Okay? Thank you so much for answering. Okay? Okay, let's try this question. And let's see, a university bookstore ordered 11 shipments of books. Just a minute. So for the next question we have, it says, okay, and the two options we have is 1000 and 100. Okay, let's try this question. Question number 3 from the test. This is 1000. Option A. Option B is 100. A university bookstore ordered 11 shipments of notebooks. There were 11 shipments. We write 11, multiply. Each shipment had how many books? 96 books. There were in each shipment. Multiply by 96. Okay. It's okay, no problem, Jeff. Let's start off with the next one, okay? It's multiplication because we are doing estimating products. So we know that 11 ends with a 1, it is rounded down, and 96 ends with a 6. That means it's rounded up. The rounding, that would be 100. Yes. Thank you, Semi, and thank you, Jeff. The total number of zeros were 3 zeros, right? 1, 2, and 3. And 1 multiplied by 1 was 1 with 3 zeros. So the option number A is the correct option, right? Please do complete the remaining questions. Do the practice, right? If you do not practice, you might forget. Complete the work, complete the test, and best of luck for that, okay? We'll end the lesson here. Have a nice day. Take care. Okay, bye.